Well, long time no see because last time you reported from Yeongdong.
That's right.
So we missed you in the studio. But now you're back in the studio and back in Seoul. And Seoul has been busy as well when it comes to culture events. So what's happening this time?
That's right, Swa, because I think sometimes culture speaks louder than politics. Beyond the government talks, I think it's the culture that really connects the people. And in line with that, Seoul is showing how culture exchange can tie nations closer together. Let's take a look. Dancing, music, and shared laughter. What may look like a festival is in fact a stage for diplomacy. Unlike traditional diplomacy that centers on government negotiations, public diplomacy brings citizens themselves to the forefront of culture exchanges. And this week, Seoul has become the very meeting ground as it hosts the 7th Public Diplomacy Week under the theme Connecting the World Together. More than 30 foreign embassies and cultural centers in South Korea are taking part.
The event is more than just seeing different cultures. It allows visitors to take part, which enables a real culture exchange to happen.
At Poland's booth, a lace-making session is in full swing. Visitors carefully weave lace out of thread finer than a strand of hair. Each stitch reveals the intricacy of Polish craft, drawing curious eyes and hands into the process.
I've always liked knitting, so when I heard this was traditional crocheting from a country I didn't know well, I was curious to try. It's more fun than I expected.
Meanwhile, at the Columbia booth, vibrant music fills the air as dancers perform the traditional rhythm, kumbancha. Moments later, a workshop transforms dance into dialogue as visitors learn steps and instruments directly from the performers.
Well, culture and arts can strengthen the diplomacy between the two countries. And today we brought music, but there are several other expressions, particularly in Colombia. So what we are trying to do is have a comprehensive portfolio of cultural expressions and basically literally cross the world to show it to Korea.
By using culture and art as a medium, the event demonstrates the power of public diplomacy that transcends borders. Organizers say it proves that diplomacy is not confined to meeting rooms, but can also flourish in everyday cultural exchanges.
Public diplomacy is about two-way exchange between our citizens and foreigners in South Korea, deepening mutual understanding and allowing people to share South Korea with the world while learning from other cultures.
Public Diplomacy Week, which runs until this Saturday, proves that in today's world, culture has the power to act as diplomacy itself.
Hyobeen, that was such a colorful event. I mean, knitting, dance, so much culture under one roof. But honestly, it looked more like a festival than diplomacy.
That's a great point, Swa, because I think it maybe seemed like a festival is actually a diplomacy in action. So instead of governments sitting across negotiating tables, citizens themselves are stepping forward as the real diplomats. And what was notable was that at Poland's booth, for example, people started conversations about heritage, history, and beauty in detail while making lace. And those small moments of culture exchange can add up to trust between the countries.
Indeed, and the Colombian booth looked so much fun and full of energy. It almost looked like a festival.
That's right. Actually, I think the Colombian booth was one of the perfect examples that kind of shows that art can be a universal language as well. So even if you don't speak Spanish or Korean, you can dance to the same rhythm. And the Colombian ambassador told me that's exactly their goal, to use music and arts as the portfolio of culture expressions that can strengthen ties with Korea and with the world.
I think it looked like the carnival festival, in fact.
Definitely. And it's very fair to say now that diplomacy isn't just happening in conference rooms anymore.
And I mean, the power of culture is stronger than ever, and that's why it's so important to showcase all those cultural aspects to deepen ties between countries. And I guess that's also the role of the Culture Wave.
Yeah, of course.
And thank you very much, Hyobeen, for your report today.
Thank you, Hyobeen.
It was my pleasure.